We'll be back with this full forecast. And then in Cook's Corner, pasta with a potent twist. Wait till you hear what it is. Thank you, Chris. We are about to reveal the secret ingredient in steakhouse pasta. But first, we have to introduce you to Forrest Rothchild. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. How are you?
He's from I always get this wrong, the Nutfield Ale and Steakhouse.
Right. It's the restaurant that's at the 4 Point Sheridan, right off of South Willow Street.
So this is pasta with a kick. What is the secret ingredient?
Well, our little secret ingredient is the Jack Daniel's bourbon. And obviously we have the special little individual serving size today that we'll be using.
Well, that's helpful. You don't have to measure it out, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we start? I see there's some sort of cream in there.
Yes. Well, it's a cream-based bourbon sauce with black pepper. So you can either start with heavy cream or half and half. And so I just put some half and half. And I've got it reducing right now. Okay. So you want it on about a medium heat. And you just want to get a nice little consistency going. But while you have that going, you want to get your meat going also, so you can sear that off for the pasta.
Alrighty. So
we've got some garlic butter in here, brought up to temperature. And we're going to add some red onions, some garlic. Get this sauteed off briefly.
You've made it look so easy.
Well, that's the great thing about food. A lot of people are...
For you, maybe you're a chef.
Well, it does help having this 6-burner setup and all these extra pans and everything. So, once you get your onions and your garlic sauteed off a little bit, then you just want to bring in your beef.
Now, what kind of beef is this?
Now, we use filet tips. You can also use sirloin tips if you want to use skirt meat, which is actually a great substitute because it's very cheap and you get it at the supermarket. Now, normally at the restaurant, we grill this off, so you actually have the flame broiled grill flavor to it.
Oh, that'll make it nice.
But with our setup here, we're just going to go ahead and saute it off.
And you want to just sear the sides there?
Yep. So we're going to kick the heat up high and get a nice seared on each of the sides.
I can just see our producer salivating as he watches this.
So while we're letting this sear, we can actually start to create the sauce also.
Is this going to flame up?
This will flame up a little bit.
I'm going to step back.
So we've got our shallots and garlic, and just going to add the bourbon.
Woo!
Now, the nice thing is it's just going to burn off. It's really just more show. It's actually a very low heat.
Oh, it is?
Compared to a lot of flames that you...
oh, I can smell that. What am I smelling the bourbon or am I smelling the meat?
You're actually smelling the bourbon, caramelizing the meat and everything inside. So to use it in the sauce, you don't actually get the alcohol because obviously we've just burned it off, but you get the great flavor of it. Now with our cream sauce over here, to give it the black pepper, it's just straightforward black pepper.
Right in the cream.
Right in the cream sauce. You can either use that or you can use a pepper mill.
Okay. Is this a good time for us to take a break?
This would be a fine time.
Okay, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Forrest is going to show us how you put it all together, and then we'll taste it. Stay with us. Welcome back to Cook's Corner. Chris has joined us here in the kitchen, and Forrest Rothchild is finishing up steakhouse pasta. It looks really good, Forrest.
Now, what we had done just before the break is we had started to do the bourbon sauce. So what I'm going to do is just add the drippings right into the cream base.
So you remove the drippings from the meat pan.
Correct. So now this way it will emulsify or combine and we'll get the actual bourbon cream flavor.
Oh, in the sauce.
Yep.
I see.
Turn this off. And then we'll go ahead and add some of our pasta. Now you can do a variety of pastas. We use the fettuccine at work, but you can do bow ties or other types of pasta.
And then it gets all coated in there.
Yep.
So this is kind of like
an Alfredo,
but there isn't any cheese in it.
Well, I have to admit, I'm a sucker for cheese.
Oh, so you are putting the cheese in.
So I got a little cheese in here, but it's really supposed to be just about the bourbon and the cream and the black pepper. And
I like this as a change of pace, though, because so often you think, when someone says, oh, let's go out for pasta, and you're like, pasta again. You get the same thing, and this is totally different.
Exactly. So all we're going to do is we're going to set it up in our plate. And then finish it off with the meat.
And the meat goes on top, and of course you always supply a beautiful little garnish for that.
Yes.
Forrest, while you're finishing up, can you just tell everybody where you guys are located and how people can get in touch with you?
Definitely. We are at the 4 Point Sheridan, right off of South Willow Street. And we're on the back half of it, and our phone number there is 668-6110, or you can call the restaurant directly at 666-3030.
And it's hot out today. You don't want to cook yourself, so you might want to go
Definitely.
down and
Come on down, have a
great
great draft beer at the restaurant, enjoy our steakhouse pasta.
That would go nice with the beer.
Definitely.
All right, Forrest, thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
It's been so nice having you here.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay,
Enjoy.
now as for the weather, it's a nice one out there today.
It's beautiful. Best name in the business, doesn't he have it?
Forrest Rothchild?
Absolutely.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
my goodness.